afternoon, everyone. Thank you for inviting me to speak today. I am Trinka. Today I shall tell you about our AI-powered Manuscript Assessment Tool, or MAT, which we believe will help authors and medical writers prepare first-time right manuscripts and editors to screen documents at the desk review stage much faster. Since 2013, submissions have grown by 6.1% per year, whereas publication volumes have grown by 2.6%. It is no surprise, therefore, that rejection rates at journals are very high. For example, ScholarOne found that out of 5.5 million new submissions, 40% were rejected without review and 27% were rejected after review. Rejections not only add to rework and delayed publication for authors, but also leads to loss of reviewer time for publishers. The main reasons for desk rejection are the paper does not fit the journal scope, there are ethical and disclosure concerns with the paper, and there are language issues such as grammar, vocabulary, and word choice errors. Authors spend substantial time in identifying a suitable journal and preparing a manuscript for journal submission. Editors too spend much time in screening the suitability of a manuscript. We therefore built a tool that would benefit authors by helping them prepare a first-time right manuscript and prevent rework, and that would benefit editors by assisting them during the desk review process, thereby reducing time to journal submission and decision-making. MAT was built by our in-house technology team. It combines the wealth of human linguistic expertise and the unreasonable effectiveness of data. In other words, machine learning and numerous rules coded by linguists and copy editors. It checks the manuscript against 21 items: journal scope, plagiarism, compliances, figures and tables, language, and word count reduction. To check the robustness of the tool, we sampled 50 manuscripts from the subdomains of medicine, such as oncology, dentistry, and the life sciences. The types of papers included full research articles, short communications, case reports, and systematic reviews. We selected manuscripts that had been previously reviewed by subject matter experts who are native speakers of English. The SMEs performed a detailed analysis, including language and editorial issues, and recommended journals matching the scope and manuscript type. We used a scoring formula indicative of the readiness for submission. A high score, greater than 85, means that the paper has few changes to be made, while a low score, less than 60, means that the paper has to be thoroughly revised and reviewed. We uploaded the manuscript on a simple interface in 3 simple steps. Upload the manuscript, select the quality modules you want, and submit the manuscripts. MAT ingests a docx file. It converts it into a TXT file so that the AI can process it. Each module that you've selected runs, and finally MAT generates a detailed descriptive report on each section. These details can guide the user to make changes in the document. Here is what the first part of the report looks like. You will see that a score has been assigned to the paper, in this case 59.2. This is indicative of its readiness for journal submission. It suggests that extensive changes, such as adding compliance statements and revising the language, need to be made to improve the quality of the manuscript. Here the user did not choose a journal, which is why journal scope is marked as not applicable. I will take you through each section of this report in the coming slides, but before that, let's have a look at the time saved per manuscript. MAT analyzes an approximately 4,000 word document and produces a report in just 2 minutes. As you can see, approximately 20 hours of assessment taken by the SME to make such quality checks is saved on each manuscript by using MAT. We could see an improvement in the manuscript scores post-implementation of MAT and manual suggestions. Here, the initial draft scored 59.2 on overall quality. After implementing manual suggestions, the score improved to 82.9, and this is comparable to MAT's score of 88.8%. On running all manuscripts in a similar manner, we found that papers scoring very low were improved on average by 20%, and those in the high and mid-range improved by 15% and 5% respectively. These improvements happened after incorporating MAT's suggestions. Let's now move on to the other sections of the report. Journal scope has two sections. If the user adds a target journal name on the upload page, a scope match score is displayed to the user. Additionally, MAT also recommends journals that suit the content of the paper. This is very useful when a researcher does not have a target journal in mind. The language report shows the number of grammar errors, enhancements, and misspellings. The user can see the examples of these errors by clicking each category. Using a combination of machine learning and rules written by linguists and copy editors, the language check engine checks the paper for grammatical errors such as article usage, subject-verb agreement, word choice, and verb forms. It also provides suggestions on how to improve academic writing. Here, for example, Matt corrected the spelling of microbiological and changed the plural noun exams to its singular form so that it agrees with the the verb was. This video shows the grammar correction tool in action. Once the user pastes the text, the suggested corrections appear, which the user can read and then accept or reject. We now come to the compliance check sections. The checks include author contribution, conflict of interest, financial disclosures, patient consent, and ethical compliance. We found that SMEs do not consistently focus on these checks. However, MAT does this automatically. Therefore, it is able to consistently and easily flag these missing statements to the user. A third-party plagiarism tool was used to check if the manuscript was similar to any published online content. Matt also highlighted text that could be made concise. Such situations include redundant phrases, zombie nouns or nominalizations, and potential for hyphenation. Matt produced a comprehensive actionable report in just 2 minutes. Such a tool can help an author prepare a first-time write manuscript and reduce the time to journal submission. For desk editors, it can help in making faster accept-reject decisions and providing the authors with a detailed report. A more comprehensive detailed comparison between MAT and SME reports is needed that will give us insights into improving the tool. Future features we have identified are adding checks for guidelines such as Consort, Prisma, and STRO, additional journal scope checks that would aid in decision making such as impact factor, open access status, and rejection rate. Thank you, Laura, for your questions. I shall address them one by one. The first question. The 50 manuscripts were from the different subdomains of medicine, including hepatology, internal medicine, sports medicine, gynecology, orthopedics, and dentistry. The types of papers included systematic reviews, case reports, full research articles, and short communications. Papers on basic research, papers on preclinical, PK/PD studies, and across clinical trials were included. Retrospective analysis and review articles were also evaluated. Currently, the only limit is the journal scope module for subjects which are not covered in PubMed. PubMed contains articles from the medicine and life sciences domains, so its performance on a subject that is not covered in PubMed is low. However, this limitation does not extend to the other quality checks such as language check. The second question. So as mentioned earlier, the journal scope module works for medicine and life sciences subjects because the source is PubMed. The criteria for scope check are the domain, journal focus, and similarity of papers published in the target journal. The third question. Well, we are currently testing MAT's suitability from the publisher's and editor's standpoint. The manuscripts are at the development stage and we have yet to receive journal feedback. However, the journal suggestions made by MAT matched with at least one of the SMEs recommended journals. Additionally, we are in talks with several publishers to make the tool customized and tailored to their particular use case and data. The next question. For authors and medical writers, MAT will contribute to reducing time spent on rework and resubmission. For desk editors especially, making a decision to accept or reject a manuscript can be done faster. Using Math's score and flags, the desk editor can decide whether to look deeper into a specific paper to reaffirm their decision. Coming to the second part of your question, copy editors not only improve the language quality of a paper, but also improve the clarity, the coherence, and presentation of the content. This is pretty deep work. Matt will only estimate whether the manuscript is good enough to go for review and will point out obvious deficiencies. With these taken care of, I think authors, medical writers, and editors will have more time to look into the science and content clarity. Having said that, Math has its limitations and scope for improvement. As I said earlier, an in-depth comparison of Math's reports with that of the SME will qualitatively and quantitatively will reveal insights into improving the features of Math and its performance. Once again, I thank ISMPP for giving me the opportunity to speak here. Thank you.